So I just saw something pretty awesome under this log, and I think I know what it is, but I'm not too sure yet, so I'm gonna go dig it out. It looked big and it looked like something mammoth, and I'm gonna go see what it is. So stand by, guys. I'm gonna go pull it up.
Whoa.
All right, so we just got out to the site where we're gonna go ahead and get in the water. We suited up today. You can see here, we're running some pretty thick wetsuits because it's like 65 degrees water temperature. I'm with my good friend Cory and Kendall here, and they're gonna be snorkeling and sifting today, and I'm gonna be doing a little bit of diving. Cory's probably gonna do a little bit of diving as well. We're really hoping for anything today because we're actually out exploring. So today I don't have a specific place in mind. We're just gonna kind of try to find something new. So that's always the most exciting thing, is to try to find something new. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Ready? All right. Cory tells me he's got something good. Dude, what'd you find? Oh, he got a Meg. He got. Let me see that. That's like the best Meg of the freaking day. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's awesome. All right, a scale from like 1 to a million. How stoked are you? Oh my gosh, you got a frag. So where was this? Was it very far out?
No, man, it's a little bit like.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we need to move over because Kendall's actually gonna stab you right now. So let's just let's go this way because he is definitely gonna freak out. Wow, that's.
I'll put on your show with you. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow, that's a true friend. He was gonna give it to you to find, and then I'm sure he would have told you. Wow.
So I just saw something pretty awesome under this log, and I think I know what it is, but I'm not too sure yet, so I'm gonna go dig it out. It looked big and it looked like something mammoth, and I'm gonna go see what it is. So stand by, guys. I'm gonna go pull it up.
Whoa.
So this is a mammoth tooth, and there's a piece of the jaw or the skull or something right there. So there's a palm tree, and I saw this sitting under the palm tree just like that, the whole freaking thing. And there's a huge chunk of skull. I'm gonna go grab it now, and then I'm gonna dig around the tree to see if there's maybe anything else down there, but I'm hoping that there's another tooth. Look, you can see where it was still buried. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Is this the first mammoth tooth you've ever seen come out?
I've seen one before, what you had before, but not one like that.
All right, so I'm gonna set that here, and then guys, check this out. I'm gonna go back down and see if I can get the skull.
A bunch of bags.
Oh my god. Okay, so as I was pulling this up, I'm coming back. I haven't even looked around this area like at all. And this is a piece of the jaw, and there's another tooth down there in the jaw section. So I got to go fan it out and dig it out. And look, I found another fragment of tooth. I think the whole thing might be down there, or at least a lot of it. And so the skull bone is like honeycombed. It's like got lots of holes and webbing in it because their heads are so heavy that it has to be hollow, or they would fall over. This here is super solid, and because it's only a chunk, it's hard for me to tell, but I want to say that this is a piece of the jaw. And given the tooth was right next door, and I see a piece of tooth in there, down there right now, in the jawbone itself. So I'm gonna go get that, and then we're gonna excavate it. I'm gonna probably need your help to really cover this area, because the whole thing might be there.
That'd be amazing. That's amazing in itself. So
that's a good day anyway, and I can't believe I'm not kidding you. I'm holding this up. I just had my tooth come up. I'm super excited about it, and then I'm swimming. I just swim right over the other one. I just look. It's still down there. I just look down, and I'm like. So when it rains, it pours.
Here she is. Now check this out. I bet you this little tooth, from the looks of it, I bet you this little piece, it's right there. No way, right? Now that I'm looking at this chunk, I think this is a piece of the jaw. There it is. That's an articulated, meaning belonging to the same species. We can tell because it's all right here. It's the two teeth. So I'm gonna go back down and see if there's any other pieces. Luckily this piece was, that's what's cool about this, is I found this one
after the fact, but this tooth, you saw me pull it up a minute ago, so it was like maybe a foot away. So it hasn't moved very far. All right, let's go see what else we can get. That's a rib bone, a mammoth rib bone. Holy cow. So we're getting more and more of this stuff. I'm getting more and more convinced that this is definitely a grave site, as you don't just find these laying out. And if you look at it, it's actually pretty fragile. I could probably just break a little piece off because it's not a very old fossil. It's probably only 10 to 100,000 years old, but that's a rib bone, so it's a good sign.
Okay, I got it all laid out, and man, I'm so happy with today. I cannot believe that I found these mammoth teeth, and this is a really cool find because these aren't just isolated teeth. This is probably a grave site. You can see we've got 2 teeth in the jaw still. This one's kind of fallen out, but it goes with that piece. Big old rib bone from the mammoth. I've got the vertebra, another vertebra up there. So just totally awesome. We're cutting it short a little today. We have to get to the ramp. We're losing light, but I really want to come back to this spot and see if I can find any more of this mammoth. It's super awesome. I also got some little stuff today, some pretty typical stuff, like these horse teeth. We get a lot of those, but I still like finding them. They're a good sign that you're in some good gravel. This is actually a little sliver of mammoth tooth, a little tiny sliver. And I always show people these slivers, and I say, you know, this is from a mammoth tooth, and they say, how do you know? And when you see them whole, you can tell more what it's from. And I found this first, and then I got really lucky and got some whole ones. And then I did okay on the shark's teeth. Got some megs. Got some nice megs. This guy was broken. I also got some good makos. A couple good makos. I love finding makos. Really cool shark's teeth. Some smaller mag and mako. And this was actually my trip maker before I got the mammoth teeth. This was actually something I was really happy to get. This is a giant sloth tooth. It's a little chipped on the chewing surface, but they had very, very weird teeth. And this is from a giant sloth. Really, really love finding anything from sloth. And definitely a tooth is cool. So there it all is. What a day. Very happy. I'm excited to get back to that spot, and just maybe I can find the tusk or the leg bone or something else from this mammoth. But hey, I've got his teeth, so I'm definitely happy. Been a few days now since I've gotten everything out of the water, and it's really starting to come together good. So you can see it's starting to lighten in color here. When it first came out of the water, it was very dark as it was wet, and now that it's drying, it's lightened up quite a bit. You can see though, there's still a line here because this was the area, the dark spots, that was stained by the water. So that was the area that was actually exposed, and the light brown part was likely buried. So just in that short amount of time that this came out, it was able to stain the jaws. Now, of course, when I came out of the water, I was pretty excited, and I wasn't quite sure how these two halves fit together. But you can see now I'm piecing them together, and what an incredible find, because it is pretty much all there. This piece here fits in there perfectly. I have them separated now while it's drying, but I put it together, and it fits absolutely perfect. And check this out, the tooth. All right, so you can see I can hold that tooth in there temporarily, and you can see how that fits right in there. Very awesome. So what my next steps are here is to basically mend these back together, and I'll be gluing those. And this bone is very fragile, so I've actually been doing a little bit of homework, and you can see here from this book these two illustrations. When the tooth from a mammoth is slightly curved, it's believed to be from the early Pleistocene time period, and when the tooth is much straighter, this is late Pleistocene. So what that means is this tooth, well, these teeth in the jaw, is from the early Pleistocene, which puts it at up to about 1.8 million years old, and it's likely millions of years old, if at least hundreds of thousands of years old. The late Pleistocene ended around 11,000 years ago, so this is one of the older species of a Columbian mammoth, so I was really happy to learn that. Most likely I will keep this piece in my collection. In the past, I've donated some of the mammoth bones that I found to the Florida Museum of Natural History, and the reason that was donated was the particular find came from an intact layer, and for multiple reasons from that find, the museum was interested in the piece. This is just an isolated mandible, and although it's probably museum worthy and it's really awesome, they don't have much interest in this particular piece, so it's going to be mine to keep, which will make this the first significant mammoth recovery that I've had that I haven't donated. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to go ahead and display it. I'm thinking maybe a coffee table with a glass top and some sand, and you would look into the coffee table and see these massive jaws, but not quite sure yet. I will post a video in the future with how I end up displaying this permanently, but for now it sits on my table, and I've got some work to do, and I've got some preservation to make on it, and we'll see how it comes out. If you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe. I do plan on heading back out to this dive site to give it a more thorough look here in the next couple of weeks, so you're not going to want to miss that. I'm really hopeful that when I get back out there, I may be able to find some more pieces to this mandible. As you can see with these two pieces, I'm able to put them back together. So any little piece I find, it's going to be like a puzzle. I might be able to get these in there. I'm missing just a small sliver of tooth from the front of that one, and maybe some just little pieces that would add on to this. But if I don't get anything else, I'm still extremely happy. I feel very fortunate to have found it, and anything additional to this mammoth will just be icing on the cake. So stay tuned.